Hello everyone, welcome back to Vicious Combat here in Knights of Pen and Paper. I am BogMod. You know what? This fight reminds me of another interesting thing often happening in a lot of RPGs. The complete The complete willingness, no matter how poorly things are going, to always fight to the death. Everyone's willing to do that. You, tell us what you did to the princesses, Bard. Don't know what you're talking about. You could have just left, which is so annoying. He leads. Ooh. Head to the beach and later to the Flying Dutchman. No idea what they were going to do there. But the Crocs know something. Okay. Alright. Flying Dutchman. Level 17. Octopus Man. Alright. Ooh, little rowboat. But yeah, people are always willing in these games to fight to the death. I do want to sleep a little bit. There we are. Just a little while. Everything is quiet. Too quiet. You there, what do you know about that missing bard? Crocolite. Me? Ah, beat Crocs and interrogate them. Alright. Shipmaster Crocs, level 17. They're elites. I don't like that. So you know what, I'm gonna fight two of them. Because I have an idea. First of all. Slapping regeneration on you. You can get some hate going. Because I want to do that weakening spell. There we are. I want to see how much it's reduced. That's still pretty solid blows. They remain rather tough. Let's do a restoration spell. Everyone can get some more magic, and you can Holy Shield. Oh, they weakened him in turn. Interesting. Just attack, I guess. Like you saw with those bad. Like you'll always find. Like I think. In most situations, people aren't willing to just fight to the death all the time. But it's so much simpler, right? Just to have them fight until they're dead. And you can be like, hey! That's why it's always fun to fight the undead. Because the undead actually have reason why they might, you know, never give up the fight. They can't. They have no self-preservation instinct. They have literally no desire to keep weakening you. They literally have no desire to ever stop fighting until they accomplish their goals. Now we're down to one guy. Let's just hack through his life. So 2 Master Crocs, eh? I do like that I'm getting more magic. So you know what? Oops, that's not the spell I wanted. What? Oh well. Feral Rage. Double Strike. There we go. Bye-bye. Yeah, 5,000 experience. Ooh, bread. Last. You know what? I'm gonna go with you. And you can eat a bread. Tastes like healing. 2 more Master Crocs. Ooh. Captain Croc. Ooh. Regular Crocs. Master Crocs. Alright. Actually, you know what? Let's try Hibernate. Sleep immune? Oh, right. They're elites. Forgot that. important to remember these sorts of things. See, 41, that's... Ooh. So, actually, weakening was halving their damage. That's... You know what? That's not bad. I like that. There's a few other critters, I suppose, who have no reason not to fight to the death. Demonic entities. A lot of critters. Still talking about D&D here. Demons and whatnot. When you normally fight them, right? Where you are on the normal, regular material world rather than a spiritual plane, like hell. When you defeat them, they just get banished back to their own dimension. So again, they have little reason not to fight to the death, because it's not death for them. They're kind of used to the idea that, you know what? I can fight as I want, and you can't actually really kill me. Aww. Ooh, it's regeneration for you. Which I am of mixed thoughts on. I really wanted to do at one point like crafting a campaign around a specific, like a special sword that could kill anything, and like when you killed something with it, it stayed dead. Which, in some ways, like in a world where you can come back to life, the ability to actually kill something and have it stay dead is actually more impressive than one might think. Feral Rage. It's definitely more useful than, you know, the benefits you get out of it in the real world. Yeah, they've definitely weakened my poor paladin. But like a lich, for example, right? Normally, when you're fighting one of those liches I talked about before, if you defeat its physical form, its soul flies back to what's called a phylactery. I might be mangling that name. But the idea behind the phylactery is that's where its soul, it's bound its soul to the material world and the physical plane. In this object, right? Woo! Levels. Meteor, fireball, or just more mana. Increases spell damage. You know what? I'm gonna take more magic points and more spell damage. Yeah, more weakening, I think. Let's go take a nap for a couple days. Alright, that should be plenty. So yeah, like a lich, right? Normally when you kill a lich, its soul just goes back to its phylactery, and after a few days, it rebuilds its body, and then he... Oops! Ah, well, I did kind of actually want to fight more than one, but whatever. So yeah, its soul goes back to its phylactery, and then a little while later it reforms its body, and then it comes back looking for vengeance. But with this sword, when you killed it, it would stay dead. And those demons, right? You slew a demon on the material plane, and it would not be cast back to hell. It would be unmade. At least for a demon, it would become unmade, because they're kind of a spiritual entity anyways. It's really interesting. There's some weird stuff when you start to think about the actual interplay of having souls and bodies, and how that all actually works out. In a setting where you can like travel to another dimension and meet your soul in the afterlife, and then bring your body back to life, and what about creatures that already live there, and why they're physical but then not physical? Anyway, so yeah, demons. You could kill a demon, it would stay dead, and things that you killed, right, would stay dead. You know, you kill some foe. You get the final blow, right? You stab his body with him. And you do not have to worry about someone coming along to raise that person back up and coming back for you. There's always a potential threat. Which, again, not something most people have to worry about. Getting into a fight, and then the person you were fighting, you kill them, and then their friends get together, and they're like, you know what, we got some connections with, you know, the local church, and we'll bring him back to life. More weakening. Fireball's still getting, it's getting better. Aw, weakening him. Boo. I think you could get a lot of mileage out of, like, that kind of effect and how it could impact, like, that sort of thing has a threat that it wouldn't in most games, in most settings, and, well, you would have to think about it a bit, like why you could you'd want to be seriously intimidated by that. Especially for adventures, because, you know, adventures are kind of used to the idea that, you know what, if things go really poorly for me, I'm just going to come back to life. Let's weaken you. And when in doubt, right? Just get your friends to bring you back from the afterlife. Assuming you want to. I mean, you might not want to. Depending on your alignment. I'm getting way off track. But yeah, in your alignment's kind of like your ethical code. Split amongst an evil/good axis. And a... they say law, kind of a chaos order. Law and chaos. I'm not sure chaos is the right perspective on a lot of these things. And I'll explain my musing, right? Like, people who are, like, say, chaotic good, they don't do whatever they want, because it's still bounded by their morality, right? So it's more about having independence and the ability to kind of resolve things as you feel the situation warrants, right? So, like, you know, if I've you know, to my mind at least, right? If I have a problem with my neighbor, and I'm going to go hash it out with my neighbor somehow, we're going to resolve our situation, our problem, between us. Whereas someone on the more lawful aspect, right? They're like, well, we have systems in place to let us resolve our problems, rather than us working something out. We will use what society has put in place. And it's weird because in a lot of these games, no one wants to play lawful good, and yet I think, like, humans are we lean towards that spectrum. I think we like structure. We like, most lives are built around it. You got your job, right? You've got a society that provides you with, you know, governance. You've got laws. Most people are like, oh yes, I would like to have no laws. You're like, no. You wouldn't actually like to live in a lawless society. You'd really rather happy to have them. Of course, then again, you don't live in a society where I can snap my fingers and hurl a ball of fire at people who offend me. Anyhow, Crocolites, what is this? I don't even... For a bag, and then some people heading here yesterday late at night. The singing caravan, they took a detour to Yoga Village. Love that detour. They were making so much noise. Yoga Village, eh? I feel like the Crocs really gave you a lead on something. Yoga Village. Alright, well, that's way over here, isn't it? No, that's Journey Village. Yoga Village, level 20. A village created by a great ice-armored warrior. Wow, it's expensive to get up there. But I must make the journey. Uh-oh. We're in a fight. By a... I'm not sure what these are. Let's stab it and find out. Nothing too crazy. Especially if I do a weakening. Oh yeah, 14 damage. Pretty minor. Also, I'm going to do a... Oh, I don't have enough for that. Alright. Come on, guys. Just kill these spiders. Which is why, in some ways, when I think, like... What would the lawful good or afterlife, I suppose, be like? You know, like, you know what? In some ways, I think it would parallel a lot of, modern society, right? You know, because there'd be structure. So, you know, people, a lot of even the afterlife. The afterlife in these settings often mimics the living world. You know, so people would get up, they would perform a job, do a heavenly thing, and then they would have their own free time where they took place in organized games or various forms of recreation that other people were doing with a system of maybe monetary exchange, and so there's a lot of law there. Yet they would still be goodly aligned, where a lot of, helping out people and all that sort of thing. The empathy elements and all that sort of stuff. Of course, in D&D, they have the weird idea that there's, well, ooh, that's actually rather painful. Flash you. I guess not the weird idea, but they have the what's the right word? They lean to a... I guess they lean to the idea more like humans are like a complete free will type aspect, right? You are how you decide to be. I'm gonna get more stabby damage. Oops. Do I have anything else? Concussion blow. No, I'll get that. We'll do 20%. Increases my ability to do damage, which isn't bad. 4 turns sleep. You know, I like that idea. Yoga Village, right up there. Hopefully it's not too out of my league. Ooh, a 2. That's definitely going to be a fight. Ice hummingbirds? Concussion. And let's hibernate the other one. Yeah. And weaken them. And fireball. Which I suppose rendered some of this a little unnecessary. Yeah, so indeed, a lot of these things, they'll take the idea that, yeah, there's no average alignment for humans. They completely run the spectrum, which is weird to think about. It means that the average person you meet, like, you know, there's the 9 alignments, so by that reasoning, every 9th person you encounter is, or every 1 out of 3 people you meet is evil. Like, actually evil. That's weird. I don't think that's maybe completely accurate. I mean, I'm not saying it's completely inaccurate, but it's a weird thought. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Well, you know what? We'll fail raise that. So 1 of 3 people is evil. 1 out of every 9 people would be chaotic evil, which means they have absolutely no respect for law and order. They only enjoy the sweet, sweet joys of murder and mayhem. That's weird to think about. Instead, I think they just kind of get around that by deciding, you know what? People will congregate towards places that kind of share their alignment. So you have actively evil places, and actively good places, and actively kind of neutral places. The Bard. Enter the tavern, see the Bard playing songs for everyone and having as much fun as a single Bard could have. The Bard princess is looking for you. Does she know you're here? Singing answers you. I don't want to live like that anymore. She yells at me and snores. Don't take my hat, it's yours. What? While the bard sang a song of lack of love for the princess, she enters the tavern. Oh, you're here, huh? Let's go back home. Leave this couple to discuss things between them, and let's get out of here. You have the bard's hat. You may now add a bard to your party or future games if any slots are available. Ooh, neat. A lot of experience, too, and a big chunk of change. Nice. I'm going to go with more devotion. More health, more threat. Anyhow, we're going to call it here for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. What are your thoughts about how how game systems decide to express morality? I'm sure some of you have more ideas about things like, say, the Renegade Paragon Spectrum from Mass Effect, or what would be another one that they have? Oh, light and dark side choices that you see popping up in Star Wars games, things like that. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I will see everybody soon for more adventures.